Good morning, everyone. This is Deaquilin, and I'm going to give us a couple of minutes to let people come in. I'm not sure who's going to join us today. We have a very small group, pardon me, starting out, but I do know that we're going to grow, and I'm excited. I cannot wait. So let's give everyone a few minutes to get logged in, and we're going to get started. Let's see if I can. See if I can do this via Instagram Live as well. So, see if I can live start video and there we go. Hope this works. Hope I don't lose my my Instagram people. So hello, if you are joining us via the Instagram or via the Facebook group. There, I think I did it. Yay. So hello and welcome to our very first live Slay recording for our group. Thank you so much for being here with me today. I'm so excited about what we're going to talk about today. Today is our self-love boot camp, and basically that's exactly what we're going to talk about, self-love. But before we get into that, I want to introduce myself. My name is Deaquilin Williams, but I'm affectionately known among all of the young ladies who I mentor and coach as Miss D. So feel free to call me Miss D. You will see that reflected on your worksheet. So make sure that you get your worksheet and have your worksheet printed if you have not done that. But we're going to get started today talking about self-love. Now, before we do get into all of that, I just want to tell you a little bit about me. I live in Irondale, Alabama, which is a suburb of Birmingham, Alabama, and I am raising, or have raised, my nephew who is in college. I'm raising my 14-year-old, soon to be 15-year-old niece, as well as their 26-year-old sister who is disabled. But I've been coaching teens for almost 15 years, and I've been coaching women for 11, almost 12 years. And so I'm excited about being able to do live broadcasts with you. I did live broadcasts back in 2011 with a group of girls when my program was titled Empowered for Life. And so since we are now Self-Love Academy for Youth, I wanted to do something live and be able to bring girls from all over the world, all over the country here. And so we are growing. This is a brand new movement, I guess you can say, for the girls program that I do. But we're going to talk about, let me just say, I also do this program with girls once a month. We sometimes do it in my home, and sometimes we go to a local library. But over the years, I've taught on self-love, self-esteem. I've also taught on daddy issues and body awareness, and how skincare, makeup, also goal setting, vision boards. I've taught a lot of classes, and we have a lot of fun in our classes. So with that, I want to just say welcome, and I'm so grateful and so excited to have you to be a part of Slay. Also, I want to share with you that there will be another person who will be doing videos sometimes. Her name is Miss Latanja, and friend. She's helped me a lot. And she's probably, I call her my everything. Okay, you know how you have a friend that's just your friend, but then you have friends who are maybe your best friend, then you have friends that's beyond best friends. So I call her my everything. But she's also going to be a part of this group, and she's actually the administrator of the group, but she's also going to actually perhaps, I'm almost sure I can say this confidently, but she's going to help us in doing some of the live classes. So I'm excited about that. So with that, let's get started in part 1 of today's boot camp. Before we do, I just want to invite the Spirit of God here with us. So Spirit of God, I invite you, and I ask that you be here with us and that you share with us whatever we need to learn, and say to the things that we need for you to say to us, and grow us up in self-love today. And so we love you and we thank you in Jesus' name. Amen. So with that, we're going to get into the okay. We're going to get into the first part of today's boot camp, which is talking about self-love. What is self-love? Because I know a lot of people say that they, love themselves, but they don't really know what self-love is. So what we're going to do is you're going to answer the questions in your workbook while I talk. And I will actually go in, I will answer some of the questions with you. And then after we do this session, we're going to take a break. And then after this session, we'll do another session. Then after the second session, we are going to end. Okay. So with that, let's talk about self-love. Self-love. Let's number one define what love is. So you may not know what love is. The Bible gives us a perfect description of love in 1 Corinthians chapter 13, verse 4 through 8. People who are religious, people who are Christians, people who are non-Christians, always go back to this description of love because it is the perfect description of love. But before that, I want to say this, that love is the highest of everything. Love is the highest state of being. Love is the highest state of doing, the highest state of expression, and the highest state of having. What do I mean by that? When I talk about love being the highest, what I mean is that love is like you can't go any further than love. When you have real, true love for people, like your love for your parents, you can't love your parents more than you probably love them. You love for your siblings, that love that you have, that you'll do anything, that you'll be anything, that you'll make sure that they have anything, whatever it takes. So that they can be happy and be comfortable and just exude that's how you exude love into the world. But also, love is not just what you do, but love is also who you are. And so when we talk about love is who you are, then that's when we get into this description in 1 Corinthians chapter 13. And so I'm going to give you that description. We're not going to read scripture or anything like that, but I'm going to give you the description that 1 Corinthians tells us about what love is. It says that love is patient. So this is a description of love. So you may want to write this on your worksheet. What is love? What is love? Okay. So love is patient. Love is kind. Love is not jealous. Not jealous at all. Love does not brag. Love is humble, meaning that it is not proud. Love is not rude. Love is not rude. Love is does not demand its own way. Love is not irritable. Love is not happy when when wrong wins. Love is happy when truth wins. Love never gives up. Love never loses faith. Love always hopes. And love endures, meaning that love just pushes through no matter what. And here's the thing. I'm going to get into what the definition of self-love in just a moment. What is self-love? But when you love somebody, you're going to push through with them no matter what. And it's the same thing with yourself. So as you begin to understand what self-love is, understand that it begins with you first, that you have to love yourself so much so to where that's where the love flows. Imagine a cup. If you put a cup, let's say I have an empty cup, and in that empty cup, well, the cup is empty, and so what I want to do is I want to pour love into the cup. The cup represents you, so this is you, right? And so the more you pour love into the cup, the more you pour love into the cup, and pour and pour and pour and pour, what's going to happen? Then it's going to overflow. And so once the cup overflows, then what the overflow is for the people in your life, the people around you. But the cup, what's in the cup, is for you. So the love that you pour into yourself is for you. So let's talk about what is self-love. So before we move on to what is self-love, let me give you a description of love again so that you can write it in your, as a matter of fact, I will write it with you in your on your worksheet. Love is patient. Love is patient. Love is kind. It is not jealous. It does not brag. Do we have anyone who's joining us? Because if you're joining us, I want you to tell me what it means to brag. Love does not brag. Love is humble. Love is not rude. No one's joining us right now. It's okay. Let's see. Does not demand its own way. That is when you just want what you want. I want it and I don't care. That's what demanding your own way means. And so when you're demanding your own way, that's really being selfish. And so love is not selfish. And so it is not irritable. It is not happy when wrong wins. It is happy when truth wins. It never gives up. It never loses faith. It's always hopeful, and it endures. And I'm not going to write all of that. But you can always go back and watch the recording. So what is self-love then? Self-love is first and foremost your state of being. So remember that cup I just talked about. The cup represents you, but the self-love is everything that's in the cup that you poured in, okay? So it is who you are. It is who you are. Once you pour that love inside of that cup, then that love becomes a part of that cup. So when you are your best self and when you express yourself everywhere you go and in everything you do, that's when you know that you're really operating in self-love. Self-love is also being patient with yourself and all the things that we just talked about, being kind to yourself, being respectful of yourself. Self-love is also never giving up on yourself. It is also always having faith in yourself, having faith in your abilities, having faith that you are able and you are capable of doing the things that's necessary. It is also persevering, meaning that you're going to push through no matter what. So ask yourself, am I kind to myself? Am I patient with myself? Am I jealous of other people? Because if you're jealous of other people, that means that there's something in you that feels inadequate. And so because you feel inadequate, then that means that you have to work on that, okay? So ask yourself those questions going on the definition of love. Do I want to always have my own way? Am I selfish? Do I brag a lot? Also, am I quick to give up on myself? So answer those questions, okay? So I want to talk about what self-love is not, okay? Because a lot of people think that self-love is when you dress up and you have on makeup and you do your hair and you look pretty all the time. That's not self-love, because there are a lot of people who are pretty messes. And what I mean by that is they're pretty on the outside, but on the inside of their cup is, let's say, rocks and dirt and sand, as opposed to clear, beautiful water of self-love, okay? So what happens is people think that because they look good on the outside, you can look at a person and say, oh, she must really love herself. She gets her nails done. She gets her toes done. You know, she gets her hair done and all of that. That's not a reflection of self-love. That is just, sometimes they're just people that they just take care of their physical bodies more so on the outside than they do on the inside. However, what happens is when you love yourself, you will do those things for yourself as well. So don't get it confused when you see people that look good on the outside, because there are people who are miserable on the inside. Okay? So what self-love is not. Self-love is not dressing your best. It is not having your hair, your toes, your nails done. It is not buying yourself things. These things are a reflection of self-love. However, they are not self-love. I want you to get that and understand that they are not self-love, okay? Now, what I want to talk about, your next question is, why is self-love important? And I really wish, because usually when I do my sessions, it's very interactive. So I really wish that I had someone either on Instagram Live or someone in the group that would be here and start, answering questions. But I'm going to just share with you what I have already written and prepared. But I need your interaction. So going forward, if you're joining me for the next boot camp, I really do need your interaction. So I want you to consider typing your answers when I ask questions, okay? Because I vibe when you are active, okay? So why do you think self-love is important? Of course, if someone was here and they would answer, then you can answer. But these are reasons why I believe that self-love is important. Because through self-love, you can be the best that you can be no matter what. That's the one of the reasons why self-love is important. Also, self-love is important because through self-love, you accept yourself for who you are. Yes, you work and strive to be better, but you accept yourself for who you are. Also, you won't put yourself down, and you won't even put other people down when you really love yourself. Not only that, but through self-love, you will be happier. You'll be happier. Also, through self-love, you won't allow people to treat you badly at all. You won't allow people to treat you badly. Here's the thing that I've learned in my life, that when you really love yourself, you're going to treat yourself a certain way. But when you do that, even though you may not tell people how to love you, you're showing them how to love you by the way you love yourself. So self-love is important because self-love also teaches people how to love you. If they see you always putting yourself down and saying, oh, I can't do this, or I'm no good at this, and I can't, possibly, I'm not smart, or I'm dumb, or I can't, can't get this, it doesn't make sense to me, then they're going to say those things about you. But when you say I'm smart, I'm intelligent, I'm beautiful, and all of that, then you're going to have people around you that's going to say the same thing. So what people are mirrors in your life. And what they do is they mirror how you feel and what you say and how you treat yourself. They mirror that back to you. So self-love is important because it teaches you, it's for you first, but it also teaches people how to love you and how to respect you and how to treat you in general. Also, when you have self-love, you attract a better quality of life. Now, I want to share with you my story with this, and that is, for a very long time in my life, I had very low self-esteem and very low self-worth, and I simply just didn't love myself. And because of that, the lifestyle that I lived was not the best. Now, I've had a pretty good life. I've never had like really bad circumstances. I've had a pretty good life, but I say this, that I could have had a better life had my self-esteem and self-love and self-worth had been better. So one other reason why self-love is important is because you live a better quality of life when you really love yourself, because you'll know what you want, you'll know why you want it, and you'll go after it, and you'll believe in yourself, and you'll have confidence. We're going to talk about confidence later, but you'll have confidence in yourself to achieve the things that you want to achieve, and that's why self-love is important. So moving on to just the things that you do when you love yourself. I just talked about speaking positively about yourself, treating yourself right, also not allowing anyone else to treat you badly, but also when you love yourself, you will respect yourself, and you will respect your body. You'll respect who you are as a person. You will talk positively to you and about you. And the reason why I say to you, because you're going to see in your boot camp workout that you got to stand in front of the mirror and talk to yourself, your own eyes. Talk to yourself. Because what happens is when you talk to yourself and you encourage yourself, then you're building your self-love up. And you have to constantly pour in your cup of self-love. And if you don't pour in your cup of self-love, for those of you who are old enough and probably did this in science, if you let water sit or any type of liquid sit for a very long time, guess what happens? It evaporates. So if you just pour your cup, and you just pour a little bit in your cup and not pour any more in it, that self-love that you have will eventually evaporate. So you got to keep pouring into yourself over and over and over and over and over again. Keep pouring that self-love. So that's the importance of what I call mirror talk. Standing in front of a mirror, looking into your own eyes and talking to yourself and encouraging yourself. So we're going to get into that assignment later. Why self-love is important is because you will believe in yourself. You will have confidence in who you are. You will make better decisions for yourself and for your life when you have self-love. You will shine from the inside out, and also you will take better care of yourself and take better care of your body. So those are the reasons, or those are things that will happen when you really love yourself. Now, do you love yourself? That's a question that you need to answer for yourself. Do you love yourself? Why or why not? And I want you to be very honest when you answer that question. And what I mean by honest is I want you to tell the truth about how, or about whether you love yourself or not. And whatever your truth is your truth. Don't judge it as good or don't judge it as bad. Just say, this is my truth. The truth is, right now, at this moment, I don't love myself. And this is the reason why. Or this is the reason I think I don't love myself. Or the truth is, yes, I do love myself. And this is the reason why I do love myself. So that's a question that you have to answer for yourself. And you have to be very, very honest. Like I told you before, for a very long time in my life, I did not love myself. And the reason why is because different circumstances happened in my life. Then I had a family member who put me down and talked about me and talked to me very badly. And I allowed it because I didn't know. And so I allowed that to affect me as I grew older. And it wasn't until I was an adult that I decided that, you know what, I can live a different life. And God led me on a journey of self-love, which is why now I am teaching and have become an advocate for self-love, because you will only live life to the level of your self-love, to the level of your self-worth, and to the level of the confidence that you have in yourself. So my goal for you and my goal for all the women that I teach is to help you to see your value and to love yourself to a better life. Okay? So the next question is, how does self-love teach people how to treat you? How does self-love teach people how to treat you? When you love yourself, guess what? Other people will love you too. Now, there will be a few people that won't love you even though you love yourself, but that's their issue. That's not your issue. Listen to what I said. There will be some people that don't love you, but that's their issue. That's not your issue. When you get older, there will be people that's going to come up and things that's going to be said or whatever, but those issues belong to someone else. They're not yours. You just have to make sure that you're loving yourself and that you're treating yourself properly, that you're making the best decisions for your life, okay? When you respect yourself, other people will respect you. When you talk positively to yourself and about yourself, other people will do the same thing. People usually vibe off of you They usually vibe off of you. So the way you treat yourself, the way you talk to yourself, the way you talk about yourself, the way you take care of yourself, it basically, like I said before, teaches people how to treat you, okay? And how to talk to you and how to care for you. So that is how your self-love teaches people how to treat you. So that is the end of the first session. And the reason why the first session is really short is because we don't have interaction just yet. So the more the group grows and I can get you to interact, then that's when I know that we will have a longer session. So what we're going to do is I'm going to give you your assignment, and that is I want you to write a love letter to yourself. So Instagram, can you see that? Facebook, can you see that? Write a love letter to yourself. So yours would read, dear, whatever your name is, I love you because, why do I love myself? I love you because, and then the next is, I plan to show you how much I love you by, how much I love you by. So what are you going to do to show yourself that you love yourself? I promise yourself at least one thing. I promise to, to tell you how much I love you every day. I promise to take better care of you by exercising every day, whatever it is, but make a promise to yourself. And then love, and then sign your name. So write a love letter to yourself. So that is the first session for today. And we do have someone who joined us on Instagram Live. And hello, Instagram Live, whoever joined us. And that is Friend of God 40. Thank you for being here. So that is the end of the first session. So what's going to happen is we're going to take a break. So we're going to come back at, it's 10:27 my time now. We're going to come back at 10:45 for the next session. And the next session, part 2 of today's boot camp, is how self-love helps your confidence. How self-love helps your confidence. So I will see you at 11:45 Central Standard Time. So that is 18 minutes from now. So I'll see you then. Take care.